What's going on, family? Set Apart Gardens. Thank you for all the new subscribers. So I just wanted to talk about something with y'all today, and that is about raising Katahdin sheep. Katahdin sheep, right? I had done a lot of research because so think about it like this, right? When you want to start homesteading and producing your own meat, producing, you know, your own food like vegetables and things like that, you have to plan it out. You have to look at what your family needs, what your family consumes, what you can raise on your property. So if you have 1 acre, if you have just a backyard, if you have 5 acres, 10 acres, whatever. So you gotta properly plan what animals and livestock you want to have for, you know, to grow and to raise up for food. So me and my wife decided on sheep, goats, chickens, turkeys, and eventually we're gonna get a cow. No pigs because we don't eat pork, but we planned it out. And so in identifying what we wanted to have on our land, because we live on 5 acres, so we're able to have multiple different kinds of livestock, and they all have the adequate enough room. And that's a thing to consider as well, to make sure that your livestock has enough room to graze, to move around, you know what I'm saying? So in doing that and identifying what we wanted as far, look at my son, say what's up, my youngest son. So identifying what you want, now you got to identify the different kind of breeds. So all right, take for instance chickens, right? We know we wanted chickens for meat because we consume a lot of chicken. So the best option was Cornish cross chickens, which are specifically bred for meat. So we can have multiple chickens at a time. So right now we're raising 30 of them for meat. And there's my other son. Say what's up, DJ.
What's up?
So we have 30 Cornish crosses that we're raising for meat. So that should last us 3 months. And you also want to identify how much you're going to need for how long you want it to last. So I say all that to say, when I was looking into sheep, Katahdin sheep, which is a relatively newer breed of sheep, was the best option for many different reasons. And I want to encourage you guys, if you have the land, look into getting some sheep, because a sheep is, you know, one sheep, one good sized Katahdin sheep can last your family, you know, 1 to 2 months, maybe 3, with all the different cuts of meat. It can last you a while. I seen on Homesteader's channel that he raised 5 lambs or 5 sheep a year, and that sheep lasted them the whole year as far as lamb meat. So I say all that to say, he want to play. I say all that to say, Katahdin sheep are perfect for a homestead. If you are just starting out, you know, with livestock as well, because I'm kind of new to livestock, especially bigger livestock like sheep and goats. So Katahdins were the best choice because I don't have to regularly groom them as far as shearing them, because they're hair sheep. You know, hair sheep, they don't have wool, they don't grow wool. They just grow hair, pretty much like goats. They have straight hair and they shed as well, so you don't have to groom them. So it's low maintenance. They're parasite resistant. They don't get worms easily. And I deworm my sheep maybe once every 3 months. I buy a dewormer and I deworm them once every 3 months. But they're parasite resistant. They are, like I said, they're hair sheep, so low maintenance. I leave them out in the field and they just do their thing. They'll graze the grass down. I just make sure they have hay every day, make sure they have water. I feed them grain sometimes, because I have 2 ewes that are pregnant, so I feed them grain as well. Just, you know, maybe like 2 or 3 times a week. I've been doing it a little more lately because it's been colder and they're progressing in their pregnancy. So I definitely want them to have a lot of grain, so they can, you know, grow. But also the yield on the meat. The yield on the meat, I originally bought 3. I had 1 ram and 2 ewes. I just recently butchered my ram because, you know, I didn't need him, and then also he was getting dangerous. You know, around breeding time, rams get very territorial. They'll ram you, really. Like, that's what happened with me. My ram, he rammed me when I had my back to him. So rule number 1, if you have a ram, don't ever turn your back on your ram. Don't ever do that. because they can seriously harm you, even kill you. Yeah, because they won't stop charging. They won't stop charging you. So I say all that to say, for beginning homesteaders looking to get into sheep, if you consume sheep, lamb meat, then Katahdin sheeps are, in my opinion, one of the best breeds to have. You playing with your brother?
Yes.
One of the best breeds to have because of those three things. The yield you get from the meat, because they get big. The ram that I butchered, literally he had to be at least 200 pounds. It took me 2 weeks just to break them all down, because I aged them on ice first to let that meat tenderize and everything like that, so that meat wouldn't be so tough. And then I basically broke them down and then put them in the freezer. And I have a whole freezer full of meat now. But that lamb yielded me a lot of meat. Those two ewes are, I'm talking about huge. You know, I mean, if you compare them to a goat, to your average goat, I mean, maybe a boar goat will be about the same size or a little bit smaller. But when I tell you a regular goat, man, this sheep is way bigger than that. You're gonna get that carcass is just nothing but meat, and then, you know, they get a lot of fat as well. But those three things are why you should look into Katahdin sheep. Katahdin sheep are definitely, I would say, definitely are going to be a part of the homesteading future for people. People are going to start getting them more and more, because like I said, they're a relatively new breed, but they are bred for meat. They're literally a meat production breed. So definitely, if you can, look into getting Katahdin sheep. They're low maintenance. You don't have to, you know, shear them. I'm sorry. You don't have to shear them. Just deworm them a couple times, parasite resistant. And what they yield you, oh man. And then they're so docile too. You know, like I said, my ram, he didn't start getting dangerous until around breeding time. When the ewes were in heat and things like that. Say hey to the camera. This boy is hyper. But they're docile, friendly. So I definitely suggest that. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. But Katahdin sheep are the future. Hair sheep, parasite resistant, and you get a nice yield of meat. And the meat is great. So with that, I just want to say peace and blessings, family. Shalom. Hope you all have a good day, good night, good evening, whatever time it is where you at. Peace and blessings.